All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in here on YouTube. Thank you for watching. We have another special game here recorded here for you today. This one is another rematch between Praetorian and Gilv. So this is going to be an interesting game here, yet again. These two are very good players, and they've got a lot of tricks up their sleeve, so I'm interested to see what they do here. There's a little bit of an observer delay before I can actually observe this match, so I'm just going to very quickly just introduce what civilizations we're going to be seeing here today. We are seeing in the color blue, you're going to see Praetorian playing as the Holy Roman Empire. The red, on Team 2, as the Abbasid Dynasty, you will see Gilv. So this will be an interesting matchup here. Praetorian, like myself, he's a fellow American, and Gilv is a brother from Australia. Friend here from the land down under. We're going to see him play once again here. Good luck to both these gentlemen here, and let's see what's going on. So, we're going to check out Praetorian first here, to see what's going on. He's got villagers immediately going onto cheap, house onto the field. Love this play, preventing himself from getting population limit. Very good. Prelate already on the field by default. He is inspiring those villagers. Love to see it. He's got a double scout on the field, and they're scouting north and south. They are going every which way. They're going to collect sheep. They're going to bring them home. Good. Now, we're going to check in with Gilv on the opposite side of the map. Gilv, on the east, as the Abbasid, he is gathering all sorts of food from those sheep, which you can see yet again are right underneath his town center. They're just chilling there. Dead, so they're definitely chilling. Not doing a whole lot. Getting gathered up, and he is immediately putting down his House of Wisdom to have access to go to Age 2 once he has the resources. That is very interesting. Mining camp coming up here to access that gold. Nice play. Alright, so I just want to draw a little bit of attention here to the map that we're playing on. Once again, they are on Dry Arabia on European Temperate Biome. So, what does this mean for people that are maybe just kind of learning about the game, watching it for shigs? Dry Arabia has a lot of open terrain, not much forest, a lot of gold and stone, but you're going to be hard-pressed to find some wood. So that can add a challenge, you know, to building tons and tons of buildings and like wonder, lots of trebuchets and siege weapons. But it does change the dynamic of the game that way, having fewer forests to access. And it's also very open, so if you want to build walls around your base, it's going to be a lot tougher to do that, because you do not have natural fortifications in the way of forests, cliffs, water, anything like that. So it's a lot more open, a lot more, you know, it tends to be a more balanced play in a lot of ways. These matchups tend to be generally a lot more fair to both sides. You know, obviously relics can spawn in weird places, but, you know, as things with Lipany can sometimes be one-sided. If a lot more cliffs on one side, someone can have an advantage that way. But not so with Dry Arabia. Dry Arabia is about as open as it gets, so we're just going to take a quick look around here. Praetorian, on the west side of the map, his gold is to the west of his base, so it's in a good spot. You know, it's not right up next to his enemy where they might charge from the front line, so that's good. That's a good position for his gold mine, not super exposed. Gilv, by comparison, his gold mine is to the flank of his base, towards the south, which it isn't on the front line, you know, directly to the west of his base. However, it could be open to a little bit of a sneak attack, more easy than this one. Well, maybe not. I mean, I could be crazy, because Gilv is attacking those gold villagers with his scout. I mean, he's laying the pressure on. I mean, it's pretty easy to get in there, but, you know, I guess kind of what I'm looking at is it's a little bit easier to see that coming if it's more on technically your side of the map, because it's east-west. So each player gets one side. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But there are always ways to work around that. game. House is going up, mills, lots of gathering stations. Gilv is going to age 2. He's researching it at the House of Wisdom. He's doing it quick, almost at age 2. And Praetorian, also almost at age 2. He's got the Aachen Chapel going up here, right next to the forest, right next to the gold mine, and within range of these sheep that the villagers are gathering from. That's a pretty delicious Aachen Chapel. That extra 40% gather speed for all those villagers is really going to help him out as he presumably goes for a fast casting. We'll see what he does. And, alright, so, looks like both our players are now in age 2, right at about the same time. And Praetorian's got some wooden palisade walls going up to the north of his base. Smart play. You know, it eliminates that first early rush from the north side where they might try to kill the gold miners and the wood choppers. So that seems like a good play to put the wall there. I like that. Respect that move. It's good to me. Gilv isn't going for walls here yet. He's chilling. He's gathering up resources, doing lots of stone. He might actually be going for stone walls, or maybe just a castle. He could be going for a second town center for a PC boom. Opposite, I mean, he did research the economic wing, and with that, he can get fresh foodstuffs. And he might have already researched that. Actually, I might have missed that, but I think Gilv is going for a town center boom here with that stone. We're about to see a lot of villagers coming onto the field very quickly. That'll be interesting to observe here. Very precious and beloved cat of mine named Brody, who my channel is named after. He is peacefully sleeping on the bed at this moment, right behind me. And my, oh my, does he look cute. What a good cat. Just the absolute best boy. I love that. Love to see him comfortable and sleeping. Love to see him have his just beautiful cat face videos and thumbnails. But I digress. Anyway, so we're going to keep going with the game here. And Gilv, he's going heavy on that forestry. He is going for the wood line. He's got 11 villagers on wood. He is really banking it in. Got an archery range coming up. Presumably for camel archer. Let's see what he does with that. Interesting place here. Could also be going for bowmen to do battering rams. Everyone loves a good ram rush. That seems to be everyone's favorite play in the beginning of the games here. If it's not Royal Knights, ram rush. That or the Civ. Anyone can do rams. Play. Praetorian does have a stable. Perhaps he's going for lancers. Or, well, he's... so Gil's training a lot of scouts. Praetorian is also training a lot of scouts. Interesting. Interesting, okay. I mean, scouts are very fast. They cross the map very quickly. But they're very weak. They're not good in combat. They can harass villagers, you know, keep light pressure on. They're only 70 food, so it's very easy to afford and train them. It doesn't take that many resources. You know, it helps with map awareness, so I guess... Oh, okay, alright. Okay. I'm gonna eat my words here, because I see what Praetorian is doing. I see what he's doing. Alright, so Praetorian, he just researched professional scouts, and now he is shooting down the deer, and he's gonna pick them up, and he's gonna bring them right back to his base here, and he's gonna put them right underneath the Aachen Chapel or the town center, and his villagers are gonna have immediate access to deer right under the town center, which is way better than sheep, because sheep have 250 wood, whereas deer have 350, so you're getting more bang for the buck. Literally, bang for the buck. Dad joke there for you. And, you know, it's just, you gather fast with the hunting technologies, and very convenient. It takes the hunt out of play from the flanks of your base, where your opponent might try to steal some of your resources. He's able to claim those, bring them home, and make really good use out of it. So that's a smart play. I like that. That's... I've never seen that many scouts professionally going for deer. I'm impressed. I legitimately want to steal that strategy and use it for the next season with ranked, because that is meta. That is a genius play. I love that. That is awesome. This is like the moment from Pulp Fiction where Samuel L. Jackson's character says, "Look at the big brain on Brad." That's Praetorian right now. He's got the big brain. Big brain. Love to see it. So, he did lose a scout in the base of Gilv. He was scouting out there, it looks like, and harassing villagers, and he paid the price. And that, as you can see there, that is the second town center. That is the start of the TC boom for the opposites. We're going to see some things happening here very quickly. Lots of sheep being gathered. Keep in mind the opposites also have an ability with berry bushes. I'm pretty sure. Yes, they do. If they put a mill next to a berry bush, those bushes gain an extra 250 food. You're doubling the output. It really is convenient for the opposites. So, camel archers, horsemen coming onto the field. The cavalry are coming. Seeing things happen. The German scouts here are getting sniped out by the camel archers. And we are now entering the next phase of this game, as Praetorian has reached the castle age, and Gilv, I don't think he's far behind. If he's not researching it yet, he's about to be. I mean, he doesn't quite have the resources, but he'll be looking to get there. I'd give it about 2 minutes before they're too. Hey, maybe 2:15, but it's gonna be quick here. Not gonna be super far apart. Alright, the horsemen, they're chasing down the scouts. One of them gets wrecked. He falls. And the wolves enter the fray yet again. We're seeing it more. More wolves. One for the camel archers. I would love to see a wolf take out a camel archer. The two units in this game that I least desire to fight against are the camel archers, but more importantly, the war elephants with crossbows on top. I hate those war elephants. Dealing with them is the absolute worst. So, it's a dirty trick against me, right? And so Praetorian's got some defenses coming up here. He's got an outpost in the field, which could be a house to a relic for the Germans there. That's definitely an option for him if he wishes to do so. I say Germans for the Holy Roman Empire. In reality, the history nerd in me, and for many other fellow gamers and history buffs, Holy Roman Empire wasn't just Germany. I mean, it was a mix of many different nation-states and city-states and cultures. I mean, you know, realistically, they had territory all across Central Europe, you know, Hungary, Poland. I mean, it was kind of all, to my knowledge, part of the Holy Roman Empire at some point or another, or at least the civilization that they have in this game is meant to represent multiple types of culture. You know, similar with the Chinese in this game, there were multiple dynasties in China. You know, so even though it's one civilization, it's multiple nations, even though it's a similar part of the world. But I digress, just had a tangent there. So, yeah, we're just a little bit of a lull in the game here, but things will happen pretty quickly. Praetorian's got the Burgrave Palace up on the field next to his town center. He will have very, very fast access to mass amounts of infantry. He could train a lot of spearmen to counter Gilv's cavalry. Got some men-at-arms here so far, so that's good to see. Heavy infantry on the field. Keep in mind, they can build battering ram. That just makes them all the more useful. The cavalry charge down those men-at-arms. They relentlessly chase them down. One goes down. Did a second? Oh, okay, so one man-at-arms died. Only one. That is a victory for Gilv. He's laying the pressure on very hard on Praetorian. Got a pretty big army here. Cavalry, horsemen, I mean, he's going for it. Oh, we're not seeing an Age 3 attempt yet. I think he's content in feudal. He seems to be ready to rock it, just with feudal age tech and lots of good units here. I mean, once you get camel archers, that's kind of all you need. So he looks like he's just gonna roll with that for a while here. Power to him. And all right, so the army of Gilv here, the cavalry, they are engaging the scouts, kind of scouting out the base of Praetorian, getting repelled a little bit by that tower there, and repositioning for a better attack route, it looks like. There is a blacksmith in the front of Praetorian's base there. Could be vulnerable to an attack, go down pretty easily. See? In position, there's a couple towers out here. Good defensive positions for the gold miners and the forestry workers. Lots and lots of stables and archer ranges coming out here for Gilv. How many does he got? He's got... let's see. There must be a way to back it, but we'll just do a quick count here. I mean, he's got easily half a dozen stables, archer rangers out here. He's rolling it. He's got a couple blacksmiths on the field, lots of houses, plenty of villagers. What is the villager count? So Gilv has 74 villagers and 27 military. By comparison with Praetorian, who has only 48 villagers and 25 military. That is a significant gap in the economy alone. 30 extra villagers, that's a huge boost when you're talking about how fast they're gathering resources. If you've got 70 villagers getting you food and wood versus 50, you're going to be training a lot more units a lot quicker. So that's important to note here, the economies. Also, the army for Gilv, while slightly less advanced currently, is very strong with those camel army. You give a bonus to infantry as well, since he has access to it. Pretty quick here. He's going to be even stronger to a point where it's almost out of control to deal with it. And he does reach age 3. Gilv is in age 3 now. Just researched that at the House of Wisdom, and he went for the culture way. Alright, so he can get preservation of knowledge, make technology cost 30% less, which is also helpful with agriculture, increased farm gathering rate, and medical centers at castles, at the keeps. Heal units per second. He decides to do that, he will be quite happy with himself in his decision. Get a mosque up so we can start getting some imams on the field. Praetorian, not seen a monastery yet. Do not see a monastery. Doesn't, but he can train prelates out of his town center. Keep in mind, he still has access to relics and getting them in towers and things like that. Praetorian is charging down some of those opposite villagers here on the southern side of the map where they were very bushing it. They were gathering from the bushes, and Praetorian has put a stop to that. That is interesting. Tower there, just a lonely, unfinished tower, single mill. It's chilling. And Praetorian's got his man-at-arms charging across the field. They're about to wreck something. They're about to make something happen here. Hiccups and the burps. Oh, those potatoes. So the man-at-arms are charging across the field. Doing things. Here we go, he's getting engaged by towers. Gilv. He is undeterred. He charges past the tower, towards the town center. Unbothered by the town center itself, marching right past it. Perhaps going for the gold miners. He could engage them, and he goes for the gold miners with full battle axes, two-handed weapons. And the miners run away, retreats, and engages the second town center of the opposites. Let's see, Praetorian, he's got some upgrades here on his units. Not only does he have extra building damage for those, thanks to some of the Burgrave Palace upgrades, but he's also got multiple blacksmith upgrades. He's got very strong armor and a slightly improved attack damage. He's doing pretty good there. I mean, he's got some strong infantry. Very durable, very resilient to outside attacks. and dealing a lot of damage. Units are really going to help. Alright, so a Lancer comes after the Man-at-Arms. Town Center is about to go down. Villagers desperately trying to repair it. Faster than the Man-at-Arms can deal with it, actually. They're going to save that Town Center. The Man-at-Arms invasion has failed. The crossbowmen take them out. Good try. Very good try. Very close to taking that Town Center. But unfortunately, it didn't quite work. And now Gilv is on the counterattack. He has sent his entire army of cavalry into the base of Praetorian, charging through the farms, tromping right through those fields, killing prelates, killing villagers, engaging men-at-arms, killing them too. Perhaps burning down a couple farms, or at least canceling out one that was in construction. He's laying the beat down. Now this is a little bit painful. Whenever you've got any sort of enemy army in your food production, right on top of your farms, killing villagers, that is painful. It's very hard to deal with that. And if you've got castles and towers, to delete a mass like that with anything but crossbows and catapults, it's a challenge. And here we go, Gilv. Gilv is really laying on extra pressure. He is not letting up. He's got to keep right next to Praetorian's base, firing off a machine gun of arrows at the blacksmith, very quickly taking it down. And he does have a ranged damage upgrade as well, so that's helping him. He's got a siege workshop with a trebuchet already in production, almost finished, to begin laying down siege on the Praetorian's base. Excuse me. Also got a market that if he wanted to start trading, he could for extra gold. We're seeing this. We're seeing this happen. The trebuchet is on the field and it begins sniping down the blacksmith. And towers go up. Gilv is building towers, villagers, adding extra pressure onto Praetorian's base. We could be very close to a good game being called. This is one of those moments where it could be make or break. Once that pressure starts getting really heavy, Praetorian's got to do something very quickly here. He has the Burgrave Palace, he can build infantry very quickly, so he could still weasel his way out of this. Still do something. And he is trying. He's giving it a valiant effort. Gotta respect it. He's got lots of villagers. I mean, he does have 45. It's a decent amount. Still ways behind the opposites, but he's getting there. He's training an army very quickly. Lots of men-at-arms. Going all men-at-arms. And that's probably smart, because even though spearmen are very good horsemen, camel archers, they just have such low health. You know, they can get deleted off the field very quickly, and then it's a waste of resources. Whereas men-at-arms are so resilient that it's almost worth it to just do that instead of spears. Because they can also clean up horsemen as well. Not quite as fast, but fast enough. And they survive the encounter as well. So Gilv has his Lancers killing off some of the rogue men-at-arms here as Praetorian is trying to scout around the map and just see what's going on, and he is getting boxed into his base very quickly. He's got wooden palisade walls coming up on his southern flank to try to add another defensive position, which is a smart play. It's narrowing the front line, one steady area that he can focus on. Smart. Funneling his enemy in. 2 trebuchets now on the field for Gilv. 3 trebuchets on the field for Gilv. Attacking the houses, going after the population limit for him. This is particularly challenging, because that forces Praetorian to decide, am I going to build more houses and lose more wood, or am I going to save that wood to repair landmarks, but then have less access to bigger armies? Big challenge. It's hard to deal with. He does have emergency repairs on the town center, which is keeping it alive. That is a saving grace for Praetorian, right? Another house goes down. That's 3 houses that have been sniped down by those trebuchets, and a 4th one about to go down. He is getting hammered. That house, not long from this world, it is gone. Collapses. His men-at-arms run through it. Or spearmen and pikemen? A mix of both. Spearmen and men-at-arms engage the enemy. they are going up against the Lancers. It is a fierce battle. Look at the different ones. Look at that. The trebuchet is stuck behind the horsemen as they clean up an enemy. And good game is called. Praetorian calls good game. He says, alright, I tap out. Good game. Well played, sir. GG. And he taps out. He surrenders the game. Gilv. Congratulations to our winner Gilv here on victory. Well played, gentlemen. Good job, and thank you very much for participating, and thank you for sharing your strategies and playstyle here, and providing some enjoyment for the viewers. That is much appreciated. I know I appreciate it as I learn from other players to get better, and helps me with ranked, and I enjoy seeing some of these interesting strategies in the works. Thank you, gentlemen, and well played. Thank you for watching, and catch us in the next one.